Did you know that we're getting ready to launch Teeth Matter Hangouts? It's an exclusive online membership community that gives you access to monthly hangouts, 24/7 online support, and membership perks when it comes to career development courses and personal development courses. So if you're interested, DM us on Instagram or email us at info@teethmatterpod.com. Again, that's info@teethmatterpod, as in podcast.com. Hope to hear from you soon. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Teeth Matter. I'm your host, Ellie, Halabian, DDS, and I recently got back from a course with Dr. Ortiz and Dr. Carvalho. I'm butchering his name, and I'm not Brazilian, so I definitely don't have the accent. But oh my God, this course was unbelievable. These are two brilliant clinicians. The course was held down in Florida, and it started my base of a tan, as you can see. But over the 4 days, we covered 2 modules, and it was on adhesives, it was evidence-based dentistry, it was on provisionals, occlusion, CEREC materials, you name it. It was like information overload, but such a valuable course. And for the longest time, I found it difficult to choose a CE course because I was too overwhelmed with finding a job and paying bills and doing procedures and learning procedures, that taking a course was not like on the top of my priority list. And even if it was, like, even if I knew I had to take something, it was so much money. They cost an exorbitant amount of money to just attend. Like, it's the cost of a course, it's the travel, it's the food while you're there, and all that tallies up, like a 2-day course tallies up to thousands of dollars. And you're like, well, after spending $500,000 in dental school, like, shouldn't I know this information already? Like, wouldn't you think, like, I've paid my dues and, like, should have been taught that in that $500,000 that I paid for, right? So, you don't want to spend anymore, but the reality is that you need to. And in this new era of dentistry, there's so much dentistry to learn. Like, there's aesthetics, there's smile design, there's CAD/CAM, there's sleep apnea, there's implantology, there's TMJ disorders, biomimetics, and like the list just goes on. And so it's impossible essentially to be well versed in each of these subject areas. You need to take a course to familiarize yourself. And when you do, you find that you're stimulated. Like, that's how I felt when I took the course. I felt so stimulated. I soak up all this information. I felt like I was in overdrive. I was on a high. And at the end of each lecture day, I was inspired. And yeah, I was a little exhausted because it was just so much, but I was inspired. And it was a beautiful feeling. And my biggest takeaway was that there's a new approach to dentistry. It's repeatable, it's reproducible, and it's predictable. And if you learn this way, this Dr. Ortiz way, then you will have a more efficient work schedule. And a lot of people are talking about efficiency and productivity and profitability. And I'm not the only one. He's not the only one. And so if you have an efficient work schedule, you're going to collect more money, you minimize error, and you improve patient satisfaction. And ultimately, you improve your quality of life because you're able to do more with less, right? Or make more doing less. Yeah, that makes sense. Make more doing less. So who wouldn't want to work that way? And not only was it very much a technical course, but Dr. Ortiz did mention 5 ways to be better at life. Like 5 ways for your life to be better as a dentist, right? And the first thing, and I'm going to share those things with you. The first thing was, go open your practice today. You can't practice dentistry the way you want if you're not your own boss. And that's absolutely true. No matter how many times you try to implement something you learned in a practice, they might not have the materials, they might not give you time in your schedule, they might not reward you as they should. And so the only way to do dentistry the way you want to do it is to own your own practice. The second thing is to go out of network immediately. The insurance game. It's a terrible, terrible way to provide health or to provide oral care. Insurance, in the name of public health, prevents us as providers from delivering the ideal treatment to our patients, and it devalues our work as clinicians by limiting the reimbursement rate. So it's just such a game. Get it out of the way, eliminate the negativity that comes with it. Now, the third thing is get an in-house milling machine. In-house milling system, deliver the case the same day, collect the same day, in and out, no prolonging a case. You know that you're starting something and that you're finishing something. There's no delay. The patient's happy about it, and you get to put the money in your pocket. The fourth thing is learn how to finish your own restorations. If you know how to correct a problem, then you'll have more confidence in taking on a case. Because if something goes wrong in the chair and you're on delivery day or you're inserting and you see that there's an error, there's an open contact, you can add a contact, and that eliminates you sending things to the lab, that eliminates patient frustration, that eliminates your frustration in the chair. So just learn to finish your own restorations. And the last thing, which I really think is crucial, to have a 4-day work week, or maybe even less. The less you're in the chair, the happier you will be. Like, yeah, I get some people are just very passionate about the work that they do. I get that. But doing dentistry, being hunched over, dealing with patient emotions, dealing with office drama, more than just 4 days a week can be exhausting. You need to be able to balance your life. You need to be able to make time for your family. That extra day off gives you time to be creative. It gives you time to be fun. It gives you time to be playful and not always be professional. And when you're always professional, then you're always having to deliver or to be on your best behavior, and that can be exhausting, right? So try to create some kind of balance in your life, whether that's working 4 days or 3 days or 2 days. Find a way to do dentistry that is easier on you. And so there you have it. Those were the five things that you need to do to have a better life as a dentist. That is Dr. Ortiz's recipe for success. And it's doable because he's doing it. And as a Montrealer, we used to say that we work to live. And in many places, you live to work, right? In New York, they live to work. And coincidentally, he repeated that same exact phrase during the lecture, and it made me smile. So ultimately, you have to make your work fit around your life, fit around your vision of who you want to be in this world. And in order to do that, you need these tools. So you might not have it now, but there's a quote by Napoleon Hill that says, you might not have all the tools now to live the way you want to live, but Napoleon Hill says, don't wait. The time will never be just right. Start where you stand and work with whatever tools you may have at your command, and better tools will be found as you go along. So don't wait to start something. It'll never be the right time. But as you commit to something, as you try something, eventually you'll build up the tools and the resources to get to where you want to be. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Cheers. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to follow our podcast, write a review, leave a comment. Anything you share with us goes a long way. And if you think a friend will appreciate this podcast, then make sure you share it with them too. Until next time, cheers.